Hey there, Centerville Bulldog fifth grade parents and students. Today's video is to teach everyone what to expect in science and a reference for them to come back to and watch when they are wondering about certain things of our science class. This year, our science will be completely digitized. There will be no papers coming from the students to the teacher or from the teacher to the students. And it all revolves around the Google Classroom. The students will have their Chromebooks, but they can also get to their Google Classroom through their Google accounts on any computer at home. The Google Classroom, they will start, and when we begin, they will log in and they will add the science class to their Google Classroom. So they'll have all these classes in their Google Classroom, including the science one. When they're doing science, they'll, of course, go to their Google Class. There is a code here that the kids will use to add that to their Google Classroom. But for right now, I want to talk about what this looks like so parents have an idea and can help out from home. The Google Classroom starts on the stream page and it'll post everything that I posted in order. However, that is not the best place to find things. The best place is go to classwork up here at the top. Under classwork, it organizes everything based into these topics that I have already assigned. So the first topic is science resources, which includes our textbook. They can click here and they can sign in to the textbook company. So if they don't have their book or if they want it read to them, they can come here and it'll do that for them. They use their username and password from school. They click on browse, which is green. And from there, it takes them right to their textbook. They can click on a chapter and a lesson. And I'll show it to you here real quick. Mine has a lot of extra stuff because it's a teacher's version, but the kids will have this in theirs, the active ebook, and in here it'll open up a new window, and from there it'll look just like the student book that they have at school, and they will be able to click play, and it'll play for them. Read it to them as it goes along. I'll give it just a second so you can see it. But the play button's right here, and it'll read it to them. But it is the exact same thing as the student textbook. So this is the page 17 of their book, and it's the exact same as the page 17 online. The next thing in our Google Classroom is lesson checks. Lesson checks are your homework. They will get one of these every week. They will start on them in class on Friday. They are online and they are a Google Doc. When students first click on it, it'll create their very first Google Doc, and they will all have their own one of these. So no, it won't be everyone sharing one. Each kid gets their own. I have access to this at all times. It does track every time they make a change. It automatically saves. So if you're used to not used to Google, Google will automatically save, so the kid can't say that they had it all done and it disappeared, because we can go back in the history and see that they haven't done anything yet. So we ought to be able to see all that stuff. I ought to be able to see what they've done. Now on the homeworks, these are done open book on their own starting on Friday. They will be due on Tuesday. So they have a couple days over the weekend to get these done. The first section is always matching the vocab words to the definitions. The second section is the hardest one for kids to get used to. It gives a statement. All atoms have the same number of protons. They have to find where that's at in the book. They state whether the statement is true or false first, and then they have to give a reason for that statement to be true or false. And they have to explain your choice using words from the book. So they are essentially copying a sentence from the book that supports their answer that's true or false. So 4 and 5 are like that. 6 is an application question that involves them having to apply everything they've read about in that lesson down there. The bonus of these are due on Tuesday. On Tuesday, all I do is I check to make sure that they are done. They are expected to be done, or they will have a card pulled because they didn't try it on their own. Then we will start reading and doing the lesson together as a class. And as we come across those answers in the book, I'll point those out. And at that time, they are allowed to change those answers. So by the time they turn it in for a grade by Friday, everyone should have them changed to the correct answers, and everyone should be getting 100% if they took the time to change them when we found them in class. The next thing that we want to look at is Quizlet. Quizlet is just a review game. It is they'll have Thursday in class to do the Quizlet. And if they want more time, they can do Quizlets at home to review for the test, but the Quizlets will be posted under Quizlets. And then lastly is the Edge Elastic. Edge Elastic is a way to give a formative assessment. It'll be online, so you won't get a test back. There won't be a test to hang on the fridge, but the kids will know what their score is right away. All right. So this is the Edge Elastic. This is a sample test, but it is one that they will be doing later on in the year. You can see the first one is matching, and it is simply dragging, and I'm not reading, but so don't give me a hard time about whether that's right or wrong. But they're matching whether the definitions in the words. So there's matching. There's multiple choice in these. There's lots of different ways for them to answer these questions, but it's all online, no written out answers. The bonus to these is they get to use the book during these, so they can look up the answers. They should be looking up the answers as they're taking their test. That way, everyone looks those up. The goal being that through the science class, we're working on improving our nonfiction reading skills. Not the memorization of facts, but being able to read those, read that information and apply it to what we're doing. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please email me or get a hold of me, and I will be happy to answer any of those questions for you. Thank you.